Hello and welcome to episode 21 of this Let's Play for Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. In the last episode we had a very close call with death. We took on a shocker brute and successfully managed to kill him. Then we took on a few of his buddies nearby, and unbeknownst to me, we incurred a head wound that was bleeding copiously, and we almost bled out while I was wandering my way back to our base. Luckily, the bleeding stopped before we actually did die from the injury. I should have been paying a little more attention to the combat information window and noticed that the bleeding was occurring and applied a bandage to it to stop the bleeding right away. But, lesson learned, we did survive it though, and we're back in our base. We're in pretty bad shape at the moment, so that was a bit more excitement than I had anticipated on our last trip into town. So let's take a look at our condition and make some plans on what we're going to do over the next day or two. So you can see up here in our information window, we're in quite a bit of pain. Our head is severely injured. We've only got one final hit point tick left, so that's where we got lucky. Made it back to base before we died. Taken some pretty substantial damage elsewhere, including in our legs. We got low focus. Our morale's pretty bad at the moment. And we've got some stat negatives, mostly due to this pain, I'm pretty sure. We take a look at our character screen. Check our statuses and effects. We've got warm status because our clothing's a little warmer than we need at the moment, and then the pain effect. So no infection or anything else that we need to have permanent solution for, so we're good there. And skill-wise, we've got our cooking up to 3, halfway to 4, fabrication 3, mechanics 3, a bunch of them in the 2 range. And then a bunch of the combat and weaponry skills for the most part down here at the bottom. We haven't used those much yet, so that's why they're kind of lagging behind. Alright, so inventory-wise, we pretty much just staggered into our shelter here, and that's where we ended the last episode. So we did loot a few, at least one grocery store and I believe a house. So we came back with a bunch of items. Let's get that sorted out first, and then we can make some decisions on how to spend our time. We're definitely going to need to get some sleep. So that's by far the best way to get our health back up. I don't really have enough medical items to directly heal that damage effectively. So we're going to rely on a couple of restful nights of sleep most likely. So we're going to spend some time here in our bunker. We've got plenty of things we can do to pass the time until we're tired so that we can actually sleep effectively. So first thing, let's wander over to our clothing pile. This is our filthy pile, so let's turn on advanced inventory and set that to that pile, and we'll transfer over all of these pieces of filthy clothes that we've accumulated. Alright, and switch to our carried inventory. We're not carrying any. Alright, so we've got everything put in that pile, and our regular clothing pile. Alright. Nothing here. Oh, we got cargo pants. We'll go ahead and drop those in there. Alright, and let's move over. We're in range of our weapons, so this is our full weapon pile. Switch to our regular inventory. We picked up that Remington 870 with 6 shots. I think actually I'm going to take a look at that, and we're going to unload that. Alright, so it's unloaded, so I'd rather have the ammo separate. And we'll drop that into our weaponry pile. Actually, before we do that, let's do a check here. We'll do the Remington and the Mossberg. Alright, so comparison. Our Mossberg's got 8 shots versus 6 for the Remington. Remington's got better dispersion, so that would help a bit, but I think I'm going to stick with the 8 shots instead. So we're going to keep with the Mossberg that we've got strapped over our shoulder. So we'll go ahead and just drop the Remington. And we'll keep that. Nothing else in the weapons pile. Didn't pick up any ammo other than the buckshot or the double-aught, so we'll keep a hold of that as well. Alright, so I'm not going to use those piles, so let's move over to this side. Alright, from here I should be able to dump the rest of our inventory. So in my personal inventory, keeping that, keeping those. Alright, all of that stays. Let's switch this to our food pile though. Drop off a bunch of this. Nachos. And we'll go ahead and keep the bottles of water. We're up to 14 smoked meat. That's a good thing, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the pile into our general food pile for now. Alright, the military card is going to be important. We're going to put that into our tools pile. And then the batteries can go down into our raw materials. Alright, now let's look through our cart. So we've got our submachine gun. Geiger counter will go into our tools pile. Alright. Okay, I think we've got it pretty well settled out now. Actually, we've got an extra bottle of disinfectant we don't need to carry around with us. We'll drop one of those. And we don't need to carry so much aspirin around with us either. Or so much antibiotic. Alright. And what do we have in our pile now? So antibiotic, aspirin, disinfectant, stim modules, denatured alcohol, contact lenses. Yeah, so no first aid kits or anything of that nature that would help us actually directly heal damaged wound locations. So we're going to be relying on our healing factor during our sleep periods. So if we go into our crafting menu under other medical, there is an improvised first aid kit as a possibility, and here we would just need, this is just telling us we need some kind of fire source. So if we light our fire in our brazier, this would all go away. So we have all that. We got the rags, string, we've got some alcohol, so we've got enough for an improvised first aid kit. We might actually do that. So a medical kit made with cheap subpar components for when nothing else is available. Cutting, boiling. So it's just going to use up rags, no big deal. String, no big deal. Some alcohol that don't have an immediate use for anyway. Or forest honey. Where did we get forest honey? I don't remember picking up forest honey. Let's go ahead and make one of these. So let's come over here. I'm going to let go of my cart right here, and we'll move up and let's transfer there and there. So we'll move a couple of spindles over into the fire pile. That uses up the rest of the lighter, but that's enough. Go to other, medical, improvised first aid kit. How many could we make? Just one? Wonder what we're short on for making more of those. Well, however, go ahead and use the rag and brandy. Alright, we successfully made an improvised first aid kit. If I try to make another one, what is it short on? Interesting, it says... Must be the alcohol content. Let's go ahead and do another one. We'll use up our forest honey. Alright, so we've got 2 of them now. Perfect. And that'll be all we can make. Yeah, so now we're missing the alcohol or forest honey component. Alright. We need to find a liquor store or a basement. Sometimes we'll have bottles of alcohol. We can make a few more of those. So let's give one of these a try. So we've got down here our improvised first aid kits. We're going to use it. So activate, and it's asking us where we want to use it. So yeah, you can see it's not going to affect us a huge amount. We'll go ahead and do it. So that takes a little bit of the edge off. We're going to save the other first aid kit for an emergency though. So right now we've got things under control pretty well. So while we've got the fire going, let's take a look at our food situation. And we can make some smoked meat. How many? We can do 2 more smoked meat. What else do we have? We've got dehydrated meat with the dehydrator or our smoked. We're gonna cattle fodder, huh? That's new to me. Bone broth. Nachos with meat and cheese. Oh yeah! Look at that enjoyability. Nachos. 3 portions, 24 nutrition. Makes me thirsty, but for that kind of enjoyability and nutrition, it might be worth doing. While we've got the cheese, because that'll go bad eventually. So yeah, let's go ahead and make some nachos with meat and cheese. And it was successful. Our fire went out. Not too surprising. Those little distaff and spindles aren't going to burn for very long. And our lighter's out of charges, so let's pick up another one over here. Grab that one right there. And let's go ahead and put a few more of these distaff spindles over there. Alright, what else? Still need to finish cooking up some meat. Probably best if we just continue to make smoked meat for now. I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a batch of the smoked meat. And let's go ahead and eat something. What have we got? We've got a glass jar with our curry meat. Still got 2 chunks of meat, so we need to do something with that. So while we've got the fire and I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and dehydrate it using the charcoal smoker. Alright. Alright, we definitely want to be eating our nachos because that's going to spoil in 20 hours. We don't want to forget and go to sleep a couple of times and have it spoil before we get to partake of that yummy, happy nacho cheese goodness. Got cooked wild vegetables. Alright, let's make some dehydrated vegetables. Alright, forgot to check this, so we're warm, not too surprising, so our morale is 87, so it's getting close to the 100 number, so it's slowing down on the progression there, unless we do something to make ourselves a little happier, and we're going to do that here in a moment. Pain is already down to 5, so that has settled on its own. So let's go ahead and do some eating and drinking. Let's get some nachos and drink our water. Let's get some French fries. Alright, we're slaked. I'm going to hold off eating more nachos for just a bit. I want to keep that bonus and use it at least one more time. Let's go ahead and have some cooked wild vegetables. And got a plastic bag of lunch meat. I don't have any bread to make sandwiches with. So let's do this. Yes. Alright, so we're full and slaked, so that's good. Pain is almost gone. Now, we need to pass some time, get some things done until we're tired, and then we can go to sleep and get some healing done. So, I think what I would like to do, it's getting dark, so we're going to have to do this by the light of the computer terminal. We're going to grab our guitar, and let's take a look at our happiness points again. Good old Nacho's giving us a good boost for our focus gain. And we're going to go ahead and wield our acoustic guitar. Activate the acoustic guitar, so we're playing our music. And we're going to read our cooking book. So read Sushi Made Easy, read until we gain a level. Alright. Now we're tired. Cool. Alright, and we got our cooking to 4, so that worked out perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and drop our sushi book back in the pile, and we can still use that for the cooking recipes. So we've pretty much exhausted our leveling up ability from the books we've got on hand. So they're all yellow and gray. That means we can no longer read them for experience. The yellow ones are only useful for the recipes that they contain. Alright, so let's move back down. We've got the tired status. I think I'm going to go ahead and just immediately go to sleep, and it'll be probably daylight by the time we wake up, and we'll see how much healing we get done, and then we can make some further decisions from there. So let's turn off the guitar, and I'll drop the guitar over here actually. Alright, so let's head downstairs, take our nap, and we're just going to sleep until we wake. Alright, look at that healing. Well, that was a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought it wouldn't get all the way to the top, but our good condition and healthy lifestyle has apparently given us a good return there, so we actually got fully healed. So great, I'm actually happy with that. Alright, well that opens up some further possibilities. So we got the last of our reading done. If we want to do skill ups from here forward, we're either going to have to actually perform the actions for crafting various things to skill up things like fabrication and tailoring, or go find some more books. But I've got other plans. I'm going to hold off on that. So now that we're back in good condition, let's try some new things. So first, let's go and get some food. Let's have some more nachos. We've slept a good long time, so that's going to be affecting us. Our focus is 100. It'll probably settle back to 100 with no negatives or positives, so we'll have to rebuild our positive morale. Alright, so that did that. Whoops. Let's go ahead and drink from our gallon jug of water. Alright, slaked. And let's get some more happy food. Let's get some cereal. And some chewing gum. And French fries aren't worth much. Don't want the alcohol. We'll just have some cookies. And we've got some pretty good bonuses built up there. Alright. It's raining out, and that's going to put a damper on our enthusiasm as soon as we go outside, so let's make some plans. Alright, so we've got our inventory sorted out. I do want to take a quick look at a few of the piles. We've brought back some items that I haven't paid attention to, and I just want to double check a few things. So, how's our water can doing? We still got 55, so no immediate need there. Alright, let's roll through this real quick. So oxygen tank and Geiger counter have their uses, but don't need them now. Military ID card I was happy to find. You notice down here it says the ID card once belonged to a military officer. The reverse side describes protocol for using it. This could grant access at one control panel if you can find one. That's the important part at the end there. So we can use these military ID cards to get access to military bunkers. So that will be something we'll be looking forward to as soon as we can track down one of those types of things. Sewing kit for repairing. Didn't bring back much in the way of clothes or raw materials other than the cargo pants. So I don't think we have or can need to do much tailoring at the moment. Radiation badge, similar to the Geiger counter. There will be uses for that coming up in the future. Got our charcoal smoker, MP3 player to jam to some tunes. Our pile of charcoal's doing well. More sewing kits, a repair kit, and that's got the duct tape loaded into it, so I can use that duct tape and other things if I unload it. Alright, small fire extinguisher. I want to grab that. And look at the right pile here. Alright, so the scissor jack, that will go in our vehicle. That's something I actually want to get done here. I think it might be time to go grab that cop car and see if it is actually functional and if we can get it back here. So let's think about that. Let's go ahead and take the scissor jack for now. Engine crane can stay. Flashlights, flares. We might take one of these for emergency use. We'll put that in our emergency pile. Alright, cash cards, vacuum sealer. Got a number of things we can unload for battery power. Food dehydrator takes batteries, so that's good to know. Alright, so that's about it there. And I need to pick in our raw material pile a rubber hose. Alright, and the rest of it, let's grab our glass jar with curry meat to remember to eat that. And that'll free up the glass jar. Alright, the rest of this is fine. The reason I wanted to grab the small fire extinguisher is for the opportunity to disassemble it and get that 2-liter metal tank out of it. I don't have a use for it on its own, so we're just going to say to disassemble, yes. And 2-liter metal tank, cool. So we'll grab all of this. Drop the scrap and the plastic back in the pile. And the 2-liter tank we're going to keep with us. The jerry can is a 20-liter, so it's 10 times as much volume as the 2-liter. So we will keep a hold of the 2-liter for the moment. And alright, what else did I want to look at? Let's go look at our clothing pile real quick. So cargo pants, cargo shorts that fit, some rubber boots. We could throw on some rubber boots, and I think we have, yeah, the poncho here, rain poncho. Let's take a pair of rubber boots and the rain poncho just to see how effective they are. Alright, I would love to throw on the cargo pants. They give you 2.5 more storage, but I've got jeans on at the moment, and well, I've got my leather pants. They're actually pretty heavily damaged, but they're the thing that's providing me most of the protection factor on my legs. So I'm concerned if I lose those. Yeah, all I've got is the leather pants, and they're providing 2 and 2. That's not as much as I thought it was going to be. What are the stats on the cargo pants? Also 2 and 2, so it'd probably be a good idea to swap over the cargo pants. They're not fitted, so that's the only problem. Let's grab them and take a look at a few options here. Alright, let's grab... we'll grab that one. Alright. Yeah, that's... No. How am I gonna do this? How's the encumbrance on my legs doing at the moment anyway? We're only at 9. It's going to jump to 16 when we use the cargo pants, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's take off the leather pants. That's fine. Then we'll wear the cargo pants. We'll take off the winter boots and wear the rubber boots. And we'll wear the unfolded poncho. Alright, how's that? What's that do for our layering? So our torsos jump to 30, 25 plus 5 because of the various layers. I am not taking off the leather jacket. That provides most of the protection factor that I'm relying on. I think we're just gonna deal with it, so... Alright, so we've got the leather poncho. Okay. Want to wield our knife spear. And... Alright, let's drop a few things into our basket here. We'll drop the metal tank. We'll keep this. I need to remember to drop these into my food pile. Let's throw the winter boots in there. I may need to switch those out. And the rubber hose. Crowbar. Alright. Alright. I know inventory management's not the most exciting thing in the world to watch, but we gotta get it done. And we'll drop the dehydrated meat, vegetables. We're going to keep those because those are going to be our next meals, and then those are for the future. We've got a couple of doses of water. Alright. Okay, we got that done. Weapons pile I'm not concerned about. Ammo I'm not concerned about. So I think that takes care of things. Alright. So hopefully the poncho, as well as the rain hood and the boots, are going to help protect us from the negative morale from the water. So what are we going to do next? So my plans, near term and far term I guess, are I want to go check out the car that's here, see if it is operational and if I can get it back to our base. If it is operational, we're also going to be checking for local vehicles for gas so that I can siphon and fill up our tank with. That's why I picked up the rubber hose and the 2-liter tank. Ideally, I'd want a larger container to siphon gas into, but it'll do in a pinch for the moment until we get something better. We may be able to tear something out of cars with our mechanic skill and fabrication skills, so we'll look into that as well. So that's one goal, is the car. Next goal, I do still want to clear out the zombies from the town, so hopefully we don't run into any more zombies like that shocker brute, and we can do a little bit more clearing. I'd like to get down to these veterinarian clinics especially, and finish checking those out. Also, the town, I believe, is continuing over this direction, and we need to head over that way during the daytime to get a clear line of sight to expand our map, and I'd like to see what other buildings are over here, because we're starting to run out of useful buildings up in this area. Also, I'm going to have a conversation with the NPC here pretty soon to show you kind of what they can do and how they work. I've just kind of letting him sit there, but I want to try to finish his quest first. When we first started the episodes and we talked to him, he gave us a quest, and we can see the quest if we hit Shift M or capital M. So he wants us to find patient records, and so that's usually done via hospitals and things like that. I don't think a veterinarian's clinic is going to have one, but possibly. Maybe it's in the loot table for those. But if we can bring him back some patient records, then that will complete his quest, raise his opinion of us, and we can ask him to join our party, and we can actually have him as an NPC that travels around and helps us out. He'll fight with us, he'll help us build things if he has skills in that regard, and he's pretty much a fully featured character with stats and skills and so on, so you want to try to keep him alive, and they can be very useful. And then a little longer term, I also want to make a trip up to that refugee center We got a second quest from the terminal here saying there's our contact in the refugee center, and I want to go up and take a look at that as well. So we've got a few choices, but let's stick to the ones we've been working on. So for the moment, I want to just grab my cart and let's go ahead and head out into the rain, zoom back out, make sure safe mode is on, and let's head over towards that car. And we've got the spawn generation in the world creation on static zombies. We did not turn wander zombies on for this playthrough, so with static zombies, basically the world is populated with creatures when the game is created, when the world is created, and no new ones will spontaneously spawn into the world once you've cleared an area. So if I can clear the town, it'll for the most part stay cleared. So we won't have to worry about constant attacks from zombies and things like that. So with wander spawns, things change up pretty dramatically, and that can increase the difficulty factor, and we'll talk about that in a different episode. But for now, we're just on static spawns, and we are going to move through the town here and see what we can get accomplished. So nothing spotted on my overview. Just keep moving this direction. Battery in that one, but no gas. Oh, got a Rottweiler on our view. Alright, the ambulance has got a good supply of gas as well as battery charge, so that's good. And where is the Rottweiler? He's over by the turrets. How come the turret's not shooting the dog? He's uninjured. That's interesting. I thought the turrets would shoot anything that moved. Oh, there we go. Rottweiler's biting the turret, but fails to penetrate. He misses the turret. Huh, I wonder if the turrets finally ran out of ammo. That will be an interesting thing. So the Rottweiler's just over there chewing away on the turret. Uh-oh, a nearby corpse rises and moves towards you. Swimmer zombie. Ooh, spitter zombie. Not what I wanted to see. Okay, well here's a problem. So the zombies that have been killed by the turrets are now standing back up again. So they're resurrecting because they weren't pulped or splattered or mutilated, and so now they're getting back up. The spitter zombie is one of my most hated zombies in the game. I hate these things. They spit these acid pools that will very, very rapidly chew through your armor and clothes and your feet, on your feet, and basically destroy your legs really quickly. They're just horrible to deal with. You want to try to kill them from range if possible and stay out of those acid streams, and it's kind of tough sometimes, especially early game when you don't have the skills or the weaponry to deal with them at range. I hate those guys, so I'm not looking forward to dealing with that. Maybe the Rottweiler and the zombie will go after each other. That is my hope currently. So at the moment they're not paying any attention to me. I'm just going to leave them alone. They're all pounding away on the turret, so definitely the turret has ran out of bullets finally. Whether they can actually get through its armor plating or not. Swimmer zombie dies. What did the swimmer zombie die from? Huh. I wonder if it's standing in the acid pool, or I'm not sure what would have killed the swimmer zombie there if the turret wasn't doing it. But, however, alright, so let's look at the vehicle. So 7% gas, 7% battery's looking good. It has enough wheels to operate, and we've got controls and a seat, which are necessary. If we look at the engine, it's got a good condition, everything except for the engine that's damaged. It doesn't show faulty condition, so I believe it should still run. We'll find out here momentarily. Everything else is looking in pretty good condition, so all in all, not bad. It's not the kind of vehicle I'm going to tool around in for long term, but it's a good intro vehicle to start with. So I brought my cart along. We may end up leaving the cart here just so we can get in the car and relocate the car back at our base. Let's see. Alright, to our north we've got some zombies as well. Nothing too scary. Actually I'd visited those houses during the nighttime pretty much only, and I had never cleared the street in between those two houses to my north, so This will be entertaining. Let's, I'm going to leave my cart here. Close that door. Close that door. And we're going to press Shift 6. That's the key, or the command to get in the car and take control of the controls. You can see a little puff of exhaust here, and it says you take control of the police car. The police car's engine starts up. Whoops, from the southeast you hear brap. I think one of the turrets is still alive. Probably the one over to the east side. I think that had less activity. So it's still active apparently, so we are still going to avoid that area. But let's talk about the car again. Alright, so now that we've started the car, there's a few things to know about operating vehicles. You're going to want to practice this when you first start driving. It's kind of funky the way it works until you get used to it. So this is your targeting or aiming reticle while you're in the vehicle. Basically, that's the point that the vehicle is going to travel towards. And you can see over here it's got a miles per hour indicator, and whether it's forward or reverse. So currently we're just idling. We can use the numeric keypad. If we tap the 8 key or up key, it's going to increase the speed setting for the vehicle. And I'll show you here. So I'm going to tap 8, and you can see we've set the vehicle to go to speed of 10, speed of 20, speed of 30, or we can back it down again. If I use the down key, it'll say it's going to go in reverse at whatever speed you set. So that's the first thing to know, is you set a speed that you would like the vehicle to travel at. Now, once you've set a speed, if I tap the 5 key to let time pass, that's when the vehicle's going to move. So it is a time-based game. It moves in increments of the time, so it's only going to move while I'm tapping the 5 key to let time pass. So what you're going to do is set your speed, tap the 5 key, it'll move forward a bit, and you can keep tapping the key, and it'll give kind of an illusion of full motion that you can just kind of drive with. And then you can use the 4 and 6 keys to turn the steering wheel left and right to turn the car. So it's a little odd to describe. You'll just have to kind of do it and see how it works. Now, vehicles have varying safe driving speeds, turn rates, and so on. There's a handbrake that you can use to slow down quickly, and so on. So you got to be careful about smashing into things. There is full detailed damage collision, and parts of your car will break off, or you could damage the engine and it'll stop running. You can run over things. You will take damage in the vehicle if you run over certain size things, but it's fun to mow down crowds of zombies in a vehicle. But you got to be careful. So the vehicle is fully modeled, and you can have all sorts of things go wrong when you do that kind of thing. So depending on the vehicle you're in, it may have more or less protection factor, armor ratings, and so on. So just be careful and consider what you're in and what you're about to do. So what I'm going to do is move north towards those zombies, and we're going to kind of drive around a short bit, see if we can run a few over, and or just relocate the car and get some practice driving. And then eventually I'm going to drive it back to our survival shelter and kind of park it there, and we'll come back and get our cart. So I've got it set on a slow speed just so you can see what's going to happen. Actually, let's set it to 10, and I'm just going to start tapping the 5 key to let some time pass. So here we go. So it takes it a moment to get up to speed. You can see the exhaust trail behind it, and you can see us moving. I'm going to go ahead and turn slightly. And because of the way the graphics are designed, it looks kind of funky when it does these diagonal movements, but you get the idea how it's going to work. Alright, and if you look at the mini-map now, we've got a number of zombies just north of us here. There's also a couple vehicles, so let's press the X key to unlock the cursor and take a look at what we got. Uh-oh. Alright, there's definitely a zombie I want to run over with a car. So these two, no big deal. These are kid zombies, and those would be easy to kill. The grabber zombie on his own I'm also not worried about, but this dude here, hey, not sure why my cursor jumped. That guy I want to run over. So that is a soldier, or a zombie soldier. Once a soldier, it is dressed head to toe in combat gear and carries itself rather steadily for a zombie. So he doesn't have any weapons on him that he can use against me, but he's got basically combat gear, so he's very, very tough to hit and penetrate, even with guns. Small caliber guns tend to ping right off of these guys or not do damage, so you got to hit them with pretty specific and hard-hitting weaponry to actually penetrate and do damage. So him I would just love to mow down with the car. So We're going to try to lure him around the side over here so we can get him in line with the vehicle and try to run him over. So let's get back into our car. So we're going to move this direction and see if we can line him up for some road rage. And we're not going nearly fast enough to smash into zombies. Let's do this. He's coming down towards us. I'm actually going to put it in reverse. And the little kid zombies are already smashing away at it. We're going to just back up. Get some running room. They're coming towards me. I'll make sure I don't run over my cart there. And we'll put it back to 0 speed. Let it settle. Now we're going to kick it up to 40. And see if we can take some of these out without smashing into a building. Alright, hopefully we get up enough speed. This is going to be a little tricky. He's off to our right now. I really only care about him. Come on. There we go, we got him. Alright, so we smashed into him, had to change our direction a bit, but we did successfully kill the zombie soldier. And let's bring the speed down a bit, because we're rapidly approaching those other guys. And we'll keep turning. Because of the incremental nature, it takes practice. You got to be really careful, especially at speed, that you don't smash into things. So let's do that. Slow down a bit. We'll make a turn around our cart. And line up for another one. Kick the speed up to 40. Oh, I feel so bad. Alright, and we'll slow down again. Alright, now that we've got it in idle, be very careful to make sure you are idling, that you have no forward motion. You've come to a complete stop before you bail out of a car. It is possible to bail out while the car's still running, so you want to make sure you hit Shift 6 while you're in the driver's seat. This brings up a control menu. You can just let go of the controls, which basically means you want to leave the car running, so you might want to leave it idling if you want to charge up the battery with the alternator. Burns gas, but charges the battery if you do that. You can stop driving, which turns the engine off and you're about to get out. Honk the horn, turn on headlights, so if you're traveling at night you can turn on headlights, assuming they haven't been damaged. You've got an overhead dome light, which you can use. Or actually, you've got overhead lights and a dome light. You've got a cruise control as well. You can set a vehicle position remembering or reminder. I haven't used that recently. I don't remember exactly how that works. And if there's more than one engine in a vehicle, you can control individual engines. So we're just going to say stop driving for now. And we're going to go ahead and step out of the vehicle. It will cool down and the exhaust will eventually disappear. Let's examine it. So that little bit of activity, we drained 1% of our fuel, and we also gained some battery charge because we had the engine running and the alternator charged up the battery. So that's good, but you can see the gas, for even that small amount of driving, used up a fairly significant portion of what we had. So that's why we're going to have to be siphoning gas out of vehicles. Alright, so the car works great. I'm very happy about that. We probably ended up doing a little bit more damage to the front end, so you can see the frame is red, green, green, green. Not too bad. And with the engine crane and tools back at the base, we can do some repairs on the car. We can actually repair these damaged components to get them back into better condition. So what we are going to do, let's go ahead and just get this car back to the base. So Shift 6. Uh-oh, failed to start. Shift 6. Oh, come on, you. Alright, start it up. So, because of the damage to the engine, it's a little faulty in getting the thing to start up. So, where are we at? Alright, I know I've still got some dangerous zombies in the power plant to our left, so we still do want to avoid that if possible. So, I'm going to make a sharp left turn. Get the engine running here. And then do a sharp left turn, kick up the speed, and I want to avoid running over bushes. So if I was in a heavy vehicle, I wouldn't mind so much. Oh, look at that. Alright, look at that right there. It says Slimy Knot. That is an artifact. Yes, some kind of a magical item has appeared in the world. So I think this is intended to be maybe like a meteorite impact site, and inside the meteorite an object came to us from space. There's this object called a slimy knot, and it's a magical item that has both positive and negative qualities. I have no idea in particular what the Slimy Knot's abilities are. I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, kind of dodge around here, but we are going to open our map up, put a note on the map that there is an artifact here. The Slimy Knot. Alright. I'm not going to grab that right now. The artifacts tend to have pretty strong negative consequences in a lot of cases, and I don't want to deal with that during a tutorial Let's Play. So just realize that there are things like that in the game world. Alright, we've got a zombie just below us fighting a rat. I want to check Shocker Zombie, so that's a good look inside the facility here. Shocker Zombie, there's a electrician, or technical zombie, electrician tech zombie. Yeah, zombie technician, and another Shocker Zombie. So, a lot of good resources in there for us to tear things apart for raw materials, but those Shocker Zombies, as you've seen before, can be a little tricky, so I'm not as scared of him now. If we can get him individually especially, we could probably deal with it. It's just in combination with other zombies that there's a real danger there. But let's perform another act of sacrifice or road rage here. Oh, poor zombie. And I need to remember when I go back for my cart to pulp those zombies that I've run over. Alright, let's kick the speed up. Don't care about the rat. He did a good job of dodging the car. Alright, coming up on our base. We'll angle in a bit here. Right there should be good. And we'll turn the speed down to 0. Come to a stop. Alright, now that it's stopped, shift 6, stop driving, and we'll exit the vehicle. Alright, so we've got a car at our base. Wonderful. And looking at the information on it, burned up another point or percentage of gas, or down to 5% with 20% battery. Alright, let's go back now. And remember to pulp these zombies. So smash that up. Pair of scissors, don't need the rest of that. Rubber gloves. Would love it, but as usual, we have no soap. Cannot believe we've gone this long and not found any soap. Debating going and picking up that artifact, putting it near our base just so we have reference to it in the future, because I'll forget it's here otherwise, even with my map note. Let's go get our cart. Artifacts scare me. I've seen too many really bad effects from artifacts. Alright, smash, smash, smash. Nothing useful there. Nothing useful there. And nothing useful there. It's the soldier zombie I really want to look at. Alright. Cash card. And you can see leg ammo pouch, an army helmet, combat boots, army pants, jacket, and long sleeve shirt. So I was hoping for a weapon of some kind. Didn't have one. Got a minor cash card. Oops. Gonna grab that. Smash the corpse. I'm going to grab the ammo pouch. It's something we can hopefully clean and use in the future. Same thing for the helmet. Actually, we'll grab all of those. So I'm still holding out futile hope that we will be able to eventually use those things. Alright, lots of battery but no gas. Pretty much trashed. Same thing. And same thing. So we could use some raw materials. The zombies have torn off a lot of chunks. If we look at the items nearby, lots of chunks of scrap metal, lumps of steel, glass shards, and so on. Alright, let's just go down and get our cart. Alright. Okay. We've got the garage. We've explored pretty much everything in the area. How's that turret and are those zombies doing? So the spitter zombie is still going after the turret. Let's detach our cursor and go take a look what's going on here. So, I wonder if the acid pool is going to eventually... Yeah, turret's heavily injured. So the acid pool is... Or he's occasionally getting a hit in. So... Wondering if I can get close enough, if he'll keep hitting the turret, or if he'll come after me once I get too close. Either way, let's actually... Yeah, let's do this. It's dangerous, but... Let's undo that. Wish I knew for certain the range here. Let's get out the... Yeah, we're gonna wield the Mossberg. Reload it. Alright, and we'll go ahead and move closer. I'm not 100% sure what this spitter zombie is going to do when we get close enough. I'm hoping he's going to stay engaged with the turret and I can just walk up and shoot him in the brain. Alright, what just shot at? Oh, so now he's coming after us. Alright, and the tough zombie got up, of course. Alright, we gotta do some aiming. Come on. Alright, that's the most dangerous part. So now that he's down, we're gonna back off. And the tough zombie is going after the turret as well. Well, that works for me. Alright, let's... be careful about this. I am going to... I need to wait for that acid pool to disperse. Alright, and the tough zombie succumbed to the acid. Alright, we don't want to play in the acid, so... Feral hunter corpse, swimmer zombie corpse, cash card, and some casings. So we'll grab the cash card. I'm just going to hit 5, let the pools of acid... yeah. I see a turret approaching? Yes. From the northeast you hear beep, beep, beep. Alright. Turret that's to the northeast and making a beep noise. Let's, I think thing's making me nervous. It's nearly dead. Let's, shoot this thing. Get a nice, good aiming... Oh, hello, zombie. Well, that was an error. Alright, I haven't dealt with turrets in a while. I had no idea it was going to explode. Not good. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to keep firing away with our shotgun here. Okay, lesson learned. Butcher. Butcher. Smash. Alright. Acid. Any zombie that is acid related, do not smash. Never ever smash. Monster spot to stop butchering. No. Alright. Always make sure you butcher acid zombies after the acid pool is cleared. The reason for that is if you smash an acid type of zombie's corpse, it sprays acid all over, including on you. So it's very bad to do. But if you butcher it, you're okay. So just make sure you're clear of the acid pool and then butcher it, and that gets rid of the corpse and you don't have to worry about them getting up again. Alright, let's keep smashing everything nearby. Don't care about that stuff. Alright. Is that all of it? Nope, 2 more corpses over there. Ah! He gets up as soon as we step next to him, of course. I'm going to go ahead and take the time to wield that, wear that. Naturally, they both got up. Alright, now you're starting to annoy me. Part of the problem here is our really high pain factor. So, that was really bad timing that they just happened to get up right as I stepped up next to them. Alright, so lots of pain. We're going to have to consume some aspirin. I don't want to because of my addiction problem. I'd rather not use drugs and alcohol of any kind, but we'll do it. Alright, let's go ahead and eat some more curry. Drink some more water. Okay. Alright. Area is somewhat clear. We took a massive amount of general damage to our hit points and our equipment when we had that explosion occur. Wasn't expecting that in any way, so that will learn me pretty good. Don't stand right next to turrets. Make sure you kill them from range. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. I think, though, this is a good place to halt the episode. It's been running a little while, and I need to put a break in. So, appreciate you following along with the adventures. And if you are enjoying the series and the episode, please give it a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions, suggestions, or anything else. I'd be happy to help or answer anything I can. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a good day. Bye-bye.